Hello, it's Ryan from 2minutetennis.net, and in this video, I'm going to show you why waving to your opponent as you're striking the ball on the forehand ground stroke is going to make for a much better forehand. Now, I've got the Topspin Pro here. You know what to do. Grab my affiliate link in the description below, and I'm going to pin it in the first comment. You got to get one of these for at-home practice, and it would mean the world to me if you used my link, so thank you so much. All right, in a couple seconds here, I'm going to show you some pros. I'm going to show you Azarenka, I'm going to show you Djokovic, and Diego Schwartzman hitting forehands from the back view. This is a really telling view that I want you to practice and film yourself and make sure you're doing something very specific. And it's this: when you're striking the ball, I want your non-hitting hand visible to the camera over your non-hitting shoulder. So when you're practicing on your Topspin Pro or you're hitting forehands and you're rallying, when you strike the ball, you want your non-hitting hand waving to the opponent. See, when you hit a ball, what you don't want is for your non-hitting hand to drop. You don't want the non-hitting hand to drop or to stay down because it impedes hip turn. When you watch the pros and they take the racket back with both hands, they always uncoil, but they uncoil with their non-hitting hand up. They do not let it drop. Now, whenever I say this, I always get people in the comments, well, Ryan, that's just the natural movement that occurs when you turn the body. You're right, that is the natural movement. But as someone who's been teaching for 25 years, you get to see that rarely do players do that in the recreational level. Usually what I see is non-hitting hands down here as they're striking the ball. So I want you to look at these players right now, and I want you to notice where their non-hitting hand is when they're striking the ball. Now, this video of Azarenka is courtesy of 12K GP Tennis on YouTube. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe. And I want you to check out her contact. Look where her non-hitting hand is. This is typically not where you see it with recreational players who struggle on their forehand. What I actually see is non-hitting hands down here. It's actually down in front of them. You want your non-hitting hand to go back with the racket, which is what you see her doing right here. And then as it moves, you're going to see it drop a little bit and then rise. You want your non-hitting hand to be up above contact. And really one of the best ways to look at this is film yourself from the back and check to see that your non-hitting hand is actually higher than your non-hitting shoulder when you're striking the ball. Now, this video of Diego Schwartzman, courtesy of Court Level Tennis. Thank you so much, Liam, for allowing me to use this video. Make sure you subscribe to his awesome channel. Now, here's Diego, and let's look at his racket go back with both hands, just like Azarenka, and look at his contact. There it is. Non-hitting hand visible over his non-hitting shoulder. This absolutely needs to happen. So film yourself from the back, rallying or hitting on the ball machine, hitting on your Topspin Pro, and stop the video when you strike the ball and look to see that your non-hitting hand is visible over your opposite shoulder. And this video of Novak is also from 12K GP Tennis, so thank you so much. You got to make sure you subscribe to these awesome channels. All right, let's go to the contact. Of course, here it is. Non-hitting hand visible from the camera's view when you film yourself from the back. You've got to make sure that you take the racket back with both hands, and then as the racket begins to drop, that's when you start to move your non-hitting hand out of the way. And you can see he doesn't go down the way Azarenka does. And you know who else goes down? Del Potro. Del Potro goes down and then his hand goes up. Djokovic just keeps it up, which is a pretty cool difference. But look, there it is. And in fact, I actually go down and then bring it up just like Del Potro as well. But film yourself from the back and check to see that your non-hitting hand is visible from the camera's view. Now, it's actually one of the reasons why I like players to catch the racket over the shoulder. Now, he's not going to catch, and you can see that it's actually down at that point, but he makes sure that it is up at contact. And that's why I say you got to wave to your opponent. Now, this video is sponsored by playyourcourt.com. If you want to play more tennis and find people to practice with, play against, or even coaches to work with in your local area, use my link in the description, playyourcourt.com/2minutetennis to get 50% off. It would be a great way to actually practice your wave to the opponent at contact technique. So get your Topspin Pro out, go to my link down below and find people in your local area to practice with. Set your phone up at the back fence and film yourself hitting forehands from the back view. When you hit the ball, your non-hitting hand shouldn't be down here, which is what you often see. You see non-hitting hands down here. And if If you're not sure where your non-hitting hand is, there's a really good chance that it's low. So you want it to be visible to a camera behind you over your non-hitting shoulder. So let me just hit some forehands here. And you're going to notice that as I'm hitting the ball, my non-hitting hand is visible. I'm taking the racket back. This would be on an open stance, on a closed stance fallout. Closed stance fallout is no different. Neutral stance, and all of those stances are needed. The reason I call it wave to the opponent is because when you do this, you can kind of trick yourself into thinking, oh, just wave to my opponent as I hit the ball. You don't want your non-hitting hand down. You certainly don't want it to become a counterweight and that you hug yourself and it's almost like you're in a straitjacket. Racket back with both hands, wave to the opponent at contact, and just catch the racket when you're done. And that's how Dominic Thiem practices his forehand on the practice court. Learn how to wave to the opponent at the exact moment you're hitting the ball so it's visible to someone standing behind you or your camera when you film yourself. And there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.